Greetings, loyalists and heretics. Welcome to Iron and Ceramite, where we once again enter the warp without an astropath.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Iron and Ceramite podcast. My name is John, and today I'm joined by Shane.
Hello.
Glenn.
Hiya.
And Dave.
Hello.
Hello. Dave's new nickname is B. If anyone wants to know, you don't. No one cares.
No one cares.
No one cares.
Just B.
Yeah. Right. We don't know why it's B. It's just B.
Yeah.
It just be like.
I mean,
that.
all right, fine. I'll ask. Why is it B?
I don't know.
I'll let John decide because
Or
it's his
is it-
drunken antics.
Did you genuinely not have a reason and you didn't want any of us to ask it?
No, not really. No. Did you? I take it you saw the rambling posts from our trip away.
Yeah, you were just too pissed to finish writing that download, weren't you? That's all it is.
It was just too much booze and trying to take a selfie of Dave in his sleeping bag. And
Oh yeah, that was good.
and then just being too drunk to know what was going on. I thought I typed something really funny until the next day, and I just written B, and Dave's fucking really drunk and
Grin.
but yeah. But that was it. Yeah, that was just.
There's no, yeah. I'm sure there was an amazing thing that you were going to say.
Yeah.
But we
If
never
we'd
know.
recorded it, we'd be millionaires because it was so funny. But I just pushed B and collapsed.
We've been recording this for about 18 months. We ate shit, so let's not get carried away with your
Yeah, that's a
humor.
good point.
but it was the magic in our tent alone.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Back to why we're here. Warhammer, I guess. It's been a long time since we've done anything. Nearly a month, I think, since we recorded anything together.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Been busy. So
Yeah.
I would suggest that there's loads of stuff to go through, but there really isn't. Everyone's been too busy.
I feel like yeah, it's been a bit of a quiet time for hobbying.
Yeah, it's nice to have a
Definitely.
break and then come back invigorated, I think.
It'll happen to me eventually. I'll let you know when it does happen.
What do you say? We've been doing this for 2 years, and you've painted about 3 models, not to completion.
No, I've finished the squad. I don't even know if I finished the squad. God damn it!
Then
Yeah.
I put more pictures of selfies of you on here than I have of your models.
Yeah, and to be fair, I know for a fact you've only put 3 selfies of me on there, so that
So I'm about right.
yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah. Anyway, but a few games have gone in and things have changed. We're going to talk about the new points and the new game in the next pod for next week. So we'll stick to what we've been up to and what we've been doing. So, Shane, let's start with yourself.
Yeah. So this is the assassin from the Imperium magazine. I've obviously already got the original lead sculpt, but this is the one that comes with the fancy terrain piece, obviously the commemorative edition. And one of the main reasons that I painted it so quickly was because it was giving me a break from painting the squad of Thousand Suns that's still sitting in front of me, and their gold trim smirking at me, and I was like, no, I'm going to do the Vindicare because I reckon that will be a bit more enjoyable. And the Vindicare, it's a nice easy paint.
Yeah.
It's nice and easy to paint because it's mainly just, it's all one color, a few bits of detail to pick out. I tried a few different bits and pieces of this, did a bit more dry brushing, tried to build up a couple of dry brushed highlights on the suit as well, with some blue and some purple, but you can't really see it unless you see it in person. But otherwise, yeah, very, very happy of how it all went together. Quite pleased with it. And then the actual statue element itself, just straight up contrast, other than the metal bits, which is nice and easy. So yeah, all came together quite well.
What colour?
Contrasted use.
Yeah, I was about to ask the same thing because
Sorry.
Oh, I like that. I couldn't figure out what colours you use.
For the contrast,
Yeah.
it was the what's it called? Bone, skeleton bone or skeleton horde. Is what I went for, and just threw it on. Tried to move it on all in one coat, so you don't get too many streaks. And I did it though on the same undercoat I use for the Necrons. It's Wraith Bone, which gives it a slightly different color once it goes on from a contrast point of view. So if you put that skeleton horde over grey seer, it looks more bony. Looks a bit lighter. Whereas if you put it over the Wraith Bone, you get a slightly darker, stonier quality to it. So that's what I went with.
Have you not dry brushed the statue?
No, it was just contrast paint. That's
That
it. Nothing
contrast
else
has
on
gone
it.
on really well.
Yeah,
That looks really
nothing-
decent.
Nothing else on it.
I was thinking like on the nose and on the ridges on the sort of neck piece.
Yeah.
Looks really good.
Yeah, no, it was good. Yeah, quite pleased. That I enjoyed painting it because it was relatively quick, and I did paint it in sub assemblies, but they were fairly nice sub assemblies, if that makes sense. So it wasn't too laborious to get it done, and then just picked out a few of the details on the Vindicator himself, and that was it. Nice and easy.
Nice.
I think you can just about make out some of the purple on the back of his calves, but as I said, in person, it's easier to see it.
Yeah. Where does that put you in your points per month?
As I said, this has been because of these bloody rubric marines. I am unless I finish all 5 of them tonight, I will be behind now for the first time this year in terms of my point challenge.
Don't worry about it. It's
It was
fine.
a good run.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I can live with it. I don't know, like as I've got other stuff primed, and I just switch to that instead of these fucking rubrics. But then, having said that, if I win a load of the stuff that I'm bidding on eBay, I'll break from 40k entirely and just start painting Blood Bowl.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
So,
How's that going then? You said you was looking for a pitch earlier.
I'm bidding on a pitch, a rule book, and the range rulers and stuff like that. So that I've got all of that, and then I'll probably go to Element Games and use our affiliate link, which will be in the description and stuff for later. I'll use the affiliate link to get a team and some dice and stuff like that. I'm not going to go for the necromantic though, John, because I know you've got them. So
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards one of the chaos teams. I think I was at one point. I'm sorry, this is well off topic. I was going to look at the Nagaroth Nightmares, but I know you've got them, Glenn, I think already, haven't you? You've got a box of them.
Yep. And
So-
I recently just got the Norse team as well.
Yeah. So instead, I've gone for. I'm looking at one of the Chaos teams. So that's what I think I'm going to go for.
Nice. What is it you used to play? I can't. Gavin's.
No, I used to play back in the day. I used to play. I've played a lot of the teams, but I used to like the undead team, which was not necromantic. Then you just had one undead team with like mummies and stuff like that. I played the dwarves. I liked the dwarves quite a lot as well because they were tough and ran around. And I also played the Norse, but that was when you had to like buy a load of fantasy models to make up your team numbers. And at that point, they weren't even an official team. You had to get the what's it called? It's like the Journal, which was like a sub magazine.
Spike magazine.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And so I had the rules in that. But yeah, I played loads of the teams over the last edition. So yeah, I'm sure once I get back into it, it's going to be all consuming again. But only one team for now. And then I'll probably buy another team so that I can, under the guise that I'll be, the kids can play with me, and then that'll be it. more piles of shame. But yeah, back to this. This is all I've done so far. As I said, I've still got the bloody rubrics to paint. I did try a little bit of a hack. I saw on, I can't remember if it was Instagram or somewhere else, the old metallic Sharpies to give them a go to see whether that helps. The trouble is that they're fine for bigger things, but their points aren't fine enough to to actually use on troop size miniatures. So although I used them and they helped, you still got to finish it all off with the paintbrush. And so
Right.
they've just been sitting there since then. I reckon they're probably tabletop ready, but that's, you know, I want to finish them up properly.
How many you got sat there?
5 of them. They're looking at me right now. They're literally just down there.
Yeah, I've got 3 intercessors that are just
I
in
don't know, these
pieces.
too bright. But yeah, they're nearly done, but they're not done enough.
Not
So
done.
that's it. I'll get them done next. But
Cool.
maybe then
But you-
I'll be able to catch up because I've got a load of Necron to paint as well now because the Imperial.
Are you going to use this Vindicare
Well, the thing is,
tabletop?
yeah, I've already got one. So I've already got the model, like the original model, which doesn't come with the terrain piece all over it. So that, to be honest, fits better on tabletop because you can move it around a bit.
I would have thought so.
This one, although it's nice as like a little centerpiece or like, you know, a model to have on the shelf, it's a bit like
Stupid.
it's a nice idea, but it kind of, I don't know
It-
whether it works on tabletop.
No, it doesn't though, does it? Give us a bit of terrain and then just have the Vindicar with his own base that slots in there. Get rid of the point under his bum and have a little gap for so he can come up and down. That would have been ideal, I think, because I was a bit disappointed when I put mine together. That, I mean, I'm assuming because of the base, it's going to have a ability to move, but it's just going to look a bit weird, isn't it? That thing shuffling across the back. Imagine a sniper moving that across the battlefield.
Yeah, I think I get what what they were doing in terms of the commemorative piece. It's like, it's a nice little model.
Mm.
If you just got the Vindicare without like the terrain and that around it, you'd be a bit like, I should have picked the Orc. But like, you just got to, I suppose, use a bit of a narrative imagination in terms of because I mean, well, you've played with a Vindicar now, John, like in one of the battles we've had.
Yeah.
He doesn't, once you've deployed them, they don't really move.
No, which is fair.
So I don't know. I mean, they don't, the old assassins don't get that much play at the moment anyway, really. Obviously there's expectations that they'll have new rule sets out at some point this edition. I quite like the model. I do quite like the model, but I do get the impracticalities of actually moving them around the tabletop.
Mm. Yeah, I like it. I like
It just would have been better if they'd done the Forge World style of Primarch bases for him. Like you say, left the out scenic base with a little slot in it. You can then just drop him in.
Yeah.
And then when you want to use him in the game, whoop, out he comes. And he's still on his proper size base.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're right. I do like it. I like it so much that I did mine too.
Indeed.
And I took exactly the same photos as you by the look of it.
Down the barrel. That's it.
Yeah. It's fun to paint, and it was fairly easy, wasn't it?
Yeah, so that's what it is. A nice palette cleanser from fucking Rubric.
Well, that's it. And I hadn't painted anything properly in a little while, and I think that sparks my sort of passion up again, because I've got, like I said, I've got 3 intercessors there. I've just done some, but I enjoyed painting it, and I went on a bit of a tear after that as well. But yeah, I went more metallic.
Yeah,
all around.
But it works. I like it. Look, did you do any shading on the like I said, the neck piece or dry brushing or anything like that?
Yeah, a little bit with I can't remember what it's called, but like the metallic one that we got with Imperium.
Not the Necron compound or whatever.
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I used a couple of different coloured shades on all over the metal, and that just sort of all the different sections obviously stand out a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
How did you find the lenses in his eyes?
Not too bad, because I bought a couple of new brushes at the same time, so
okay.
they were still fresh enough for me to get a bit of detail in there. And then the only other thing, I mean, he's black, and then just along the barrel, I tried to give it a bit of a green tinge, just so it wasn't all black. And then I tried making, I put like a purple shade. What was it? The violet shade on his on his like leather clothes. But again, I don't know if that will stand out better in person like yours, because it's just obviously the light's bouncing off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
but
nice.
that was that's my version.
Very nice.
Yeah. And then I did all of the scenery that we got and those 3 intercessors as well. I've resisted temptation of throwing typhus corrosion all over it this time. Just because I don't want it all to look the same. Yeah, that was fairly easy. I didn't go too crazy with the detail. Just kept it a bit metallic.
Yeah.
Enough to stand out.
Yeah, it's good.
What base coat did you put on it?
I sprayed it lead belcher.
Oh, okay. So just lead belcher and then what? Necron compound and a wash.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like, I did all like again, same with the assassin. All like the different bits of metal that I could. I just all the various metal paints I've got. I just did all the details slightly different colors, just so different bits stand out, like the copper and the golds and stuff. And then I put a bit of a dirty wash over the top of it, just so it looks a bit more like a ruin. Just so like the little bits of detail stand out, but nothing too strenuous. And that's that. And then I've been doing Necrons, so not Necrons. I've been doing my Tyranids rather than Necrons.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I picked 4 schemes, which I like the bottom 2, and the top 2 just look crap. But the bottom 2 are both contrast, and I couldn't decide which one I liked. I know I didn't like the top 2 really, but just because I don't know, I put a little vote on Instagram, and then yeah, the bottom 2 got the most, but obviously the bottom right is the best one, I think, definitely. And that's where I am so far. I've done the Brood Lord and the Gene Stealers so far, and then I've got my Termagants all half completed. Yeah, but
Good.
They're pretty fun. I really enjoyed doing those.
I think the contrast paints is definitely the way to go with, and I think we've had this chat before. I'm really regretting doing mine black.
You seem to have really flown through these, John.
Yeah, I mean, I put a lot of time. I literally the last 2 days off I had, that's all I did. Literally, I was just glued here. I mean, I don't know why I was surprised, but fucking painting 4 arms per model, it's mad. It took me ages. I sort of overestimated my skill, because I was like, well, there's not loads, so I'll get these Tyranids done, and then by the time that the next thing arrives, they'll be done. And then yeah, like looking at these Termagants now, I'm like, fucking hell, I've still got all their arms to paint and glue on. But that shouldn't take. Maybe I'll get them done over the next couple of days. But they're really. I mean, they're easy enough to do, because it's just contrast, isn't it? And then it's just like missing all the gaps. I really enjoyed painting the Broodlord though, and I think I'd like to get some bigger Tyranids to try those. Yeah. I thought he was fun, and I think I'm quite happy with how it turned out as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So all of this, so that red on the base as well as the spines, all of that is contrast. What contrast color is that?
So the red is Flesh Terror red.
Oh, okay.
The it's Gilliman flesh for his flesh, obviously. But the only bit that's not contrast is his claws, which is Rakar flesh.
Yeah.
With a wash on it, and then everybody's eyes have got a bit of moot green. Not that it stands out too well on him, but on the littler ones who've got bigger eyes. But they're pretty much it. And then just because I wanted the weird brain thing to stand out, that's the green stuff world bile at the bottom of his base.
Oh, okay.
That looks really good.
Yeah, and then all the little ones that have spoiler. All the little ones that have the weird thing popping out of it, that is a contrast yellow that I have, but I don't
Nazreg.
Yeah, that's the one. That's it. So that's what I'm using for the little like gloopy things that are poking out of the ground. Yeah. So all I got to do now is glue paint and glue the the weapons on the termagants, and they're done. And that's my Tyranids. And I think I'll probably get some more actually because they are really good to paint. I enjoyed them.
Yeah, they definitely come out really well.
And then
much better than mine.
Yeah, you said you was gonna strip yours.
Yeah, I've decided that as much as I love the scheme, I love the idea, I'm nowhere near skilled enough to pull it off how I want to do it. So I'm going to strip them at some point and probably just try and do them in the standard one that comes in the magazine, sort of like fleshy colour, similar to yours, with like a red carapace.
You're going to use Gilliman flesh and flesh as red.
I'll probably just going to use Reikland flesh shade over a light base, either grey sear or red bone or whatever it is. So and see how that comes out. And I'll probably hate that, and they can go back to the back of the cupboard and ignored. So
that's the thing. I don't know.
But yeah, I'm going to strip.
If you know how many points what we got Imperium, how many points these Tyranids are worth, because they're obviously not. It's not a playable force.
If only we had a Tyranid.
I was generally aiming the question at Glenn.
Well, all the points have gone up, so you've got a lot more than you used to have. I don't know off the top of my head, to be completely honest, what your stuff is now worth, because out of all of the stuff, I only have termagants anyway.
Yeah.
So I can't remember off the top of my head what a Breed Lord and Gene Stealers are like.
I've still got the models here whenever you want them, Glenn.
Yeah, I will eventually get out of my house at some point.
No worries.
And then I've already spoiled it. That arrived 2 days ago. So once I finish my Tyranids, that will be my next project. Even though I've got a crate full of Imperial magazines sat in front of me.
Are you going to paint them up as per the box?
I think so, unless I haven't got the exact colours, but generally that scheme, it's sort of the reason I bought it, because I was like, yeah, I like that. I like the way they look. So we'll see how it goes, and how I haven't actually taken them out of the box yet, so I don't know how detailed the models are, like the stripes in there. So it depends how easy it is, and we'll see. We'll see how it goes along. I mean, they won't look that good, but I'll give it a go.
Fair enough.
Yeah, the models will be very detailed.
Yeah, but
I'll guarantee you that.
That's the general scheme I'll go for, because again, like the orange and black's quite Halloweeny, so I think it works. Either that or it'll be Beetlejuice or something like that. Yeah. But then, so that's where I am. And then Dave and Glenn, you've not painted nothing. Not a thing. Not a
Today was the first time that I have done anything hobby other than playing games for almost 2 months. So yeah, I put together some more Necrons that I got from Tom, and some more terrain, and the Canoness that we got from Imperium magazine.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I might paint that as a bit of something new, something a bit different to do, and try and get me a bit more inspired to get back into it. Because every time I look at my shelf, I just think, oh, man, I've got so much to paint. And sort of just lose the will to do it, just gently close the door and walk away. So I've left it all out in the kitchen. So I'm definitely going to get nagged by the missus to put it away. If I'm painting it, then she won't nag me as much. So in the next few days, I'm going to paint some more and hopefully get back
living in the kitchen for the next week then, yeah? So you can pretend that you're painting. The only, because I know everyone's doing the trades and stuff, but the only thing so far that I don't have any interest in painting is the Chaos Marines that we got. Because I'm already doing Death Guard, and I just look at it, I mean, that's a lot of trim to do, and I just can't be fucked with it. So I don't know if anybody fancies taking some Chaos Marines to do something with, but they're free for the taking.
Well,
for anyone who's
there's a codex coming.
There is.
Finally.
Yeah.
So, like, for anyone that's got the, or will have the Chaos stuff from the magazines,
2
squads of Chaos Marines. It's not a bad thing to have. If nobody else wants them, I'll have them. They're like probably round me up to around about the 100 Chaos Marines, but I can then get to replacing some of the older ones with the newer ones. I think I've only got two or three boxes of the newer ones. The old ones are just slightly smaller.
Yeah. Well, sold to the man with the Vaseline around his camera.
Yeah, I was busy before I came on here and didn't get a chance to clean my hands.
Yeah, grim. But, well, so I did say this to you guys, to someone before. It might have been all of you, actually. But I have to apologise to the Death Guard for slagging them off so bad and saying that they're crap and unusable. Turns out they're not crap. Turns out I'm crap. Because me and Shane had a game not too long ago, and it was a really good game because we swapped armies. So Shane got to use the shit Death Guard, and I got to use the Space Wolves. And it turned out
the undefeated Space Wolves.
The undefeated Space Wolves.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
And I managed to break the winning streak of the Space Wolves, and also break the losing streak of the Death Guard, which is it's bittersweet for me, really. But it was a good game. It was really good because we played the Maelstrom of War cards, and I got to play with an army that I really like, and I always hate being beaten by, but it's always a fun game. So it was good. I really enjoyed that, apart from losing.
It was a good game. It was a nice change just to try something a bit different, because we've played each other quite a few times now, John. So like I think we've both got a fairly good understanding of the armies to playing against them, as it were. And you sit opposite someone when you're playing, and you're like, oh, maybe I would have done that or would have done this a bit differently. It's just an opportunity to give that a go, and try and build a new list and build something that was a bit different. It was good fun. Yeah,
and because we built our own lists, sent each other everything that we had, didn't we?
Yeah.
And I was really like, with your list, I was like, because you used all the models that every time I use them, they just whiff or die. Because you had the Demon Prince.
Yeah.
Who absolutely like.
I love a Demon Prince. I think they're very, very good. But normally because I was going to say, you normally use your Hellbrute and he fails.
Yeah.
Your Demon Prince and he fails. Your Plague Marines and they fail.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to take all of them. And the Hellbrute was amazing.
Just to really rub it in.
Yeah. It was,
I took none of the characters. Took none of the characters.
But that was that our first game with Armor of Contempt, though, wasn't it?
Was it?
I think so.
It might have been. Oh, it was definitely the first Death Guard game with Armor of Contempt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
the first one I played with it.
Yeah, because I think. Yeah, you were a bit surprised about the number of Plague Marines I took over,
I was
over Foxwalkers.
I was so. Oh, there's a pigeon trying to get in here. I was very smug. I was very smug. Sorry, I got distracted then. When I saw that list, I was like, I'm going to fucking annihilate those. And I think I didn't touch them.
No, because I took 2 squads of 7. Obviously staying narrative to Nurgle, and they hung around for a while, so they did exactly what they needed to do, which was quite good. It's always interesting to see someone else play the Space Wolves, because you've got to get into your head that you've just got to commit to throwing stuff forward, and you kind of got to that point where you were nearly throwing them forward, but then kind of hesitating. And because of that, it's just they hit hard, and you just got to let them hit. Yeah,
and that was it. When it was like I moved them up. I moved them up aggressively to points, but what I should have done is committed to the charge, which I didn't. I think losing the Lehman Russ.
No, it was a Predator Annihilator.
Yeah, so taking that and losing that on your first turn from my Plague Burst Crawler.
Yeah,
that shocked me, because I moved the war suit right up as well, and I was like, well, them two going to be having a good time, and then the tank went, and then the suit was just sort of stood there on his own, and the Demon Prince popped his head up and fucking blew it to pieces. So.
Well, the suit went into the Poxwalkers and just got
stuck,
tangled, so that was it. that kept him there for the Demon Prince to say hello.
Yeah. So I think that's what I think that's the thing. I got aggressive, thinking, well, this will do, and then when that aggressive move didn't work, I shit myself and just kept everyone safe. I was like, oh dear. But I enjoyed it, and then again, apologies to the Plague Marines. I've had them all out personally apologising to them today.
Well, they did all right for you today as well, didn't they?
They did, yeah. So me and Tom had a 750-point game, which is probably the smallest game I've played in a long time. And I won. I was well happy with myself, and I'm surprised Tom didn't lock me off the balcony. But that was good. But we didn't. We just played like normal, just a normal one out the core book.
Right out of the book, yeah.
Yeah, and I won't rub it in too much, but it was 82 to 40 for the Death Guard. Ooh. Got all my secondaries.
Sounded like he didn't play the mission. That's what it sounds like.
Well, I mean, without him here, it's hard to sort of say. So the game sort of was just split in half because we had six objectives and it was pretty even spread. Poxwalkers just sat in the middle almost the entire game. And then I had Plague Marines off to one side with the Blight Haulers, and then the Death Shroud, Foul Blight Spawn, and the Plague Caster off to the other side. And he just kept getting bogged down in combat with me. So all his shooty stuff got bogged down. The Blight Haulers didn't really do anything, but they just stopped him from being able to shoot everything. And then the Plague Marines they held an objective till the last round, and I just scored 15, 15, 15, 10. So that's what won me the game, and I got all my secondaries, which was amazing. I don't think I've ever played that well since we've started playing, and it was quite a small game.
As a troops choice, that's all you want from your troops, right? Just to hang in there if you can. So there you go.
And they did it. Armor of Contempt, today when we played that game, and we were like, bloody hell, this is grindy. Today, I was glad for it because it was saving units that like the Plague Marines would normally have been dead well quickly, but I was losing one a turn, so you can't complain when you've only got 5. And then he just couldn't clear me. So the only thing that he had that was really annoying was his apothecary, where he has got a CP that can bring a model back per turn. So I cleared a Blade Guard veteran every turn, but then every time I get to him, it would come back. So I must have killed 7 of the bastards.
That's what I did when we played the other week. He managed to save so many wounds with that fucking apothecary. So, and I know he's been playing different ones. So he was playing on the Imperial Fist Chapter Tactics, and then he was playing You on Blood Angels. Is that right?
Yeah, he changed.
Yeah. So maybe that's another reason why, because he's still getting used to the change in rules. But he done the exact same thing. He must have bought about 5 Blade Guard back. He bought a couple of heavy intercessors back, and a few wounds on the fucking captain as well. Yeah. And where he was using Armor of Contempt plus the Storm Shields, little fuckers wouldn't go. But now we know that he shouldn't have done it. So I still won. But
yeah,
I had two models by the end of it.
Because I did say to him I'd bring it up today, because my understanding from Premiership Armor of Contempt, so if you've got, say, a weapon that does -1 AP, or say, for example, say it takes -2 AP, the Armor of Contempt takes 1 AP away.
Correct.
But and then if you was on your normal save, it doesn't then add to your save. So if you've got a free up save,
if you've got a free up save and you're against an AP 0, it's still a free up save.
Because when went the first round, Tom was adding. So if he had a free up save, he would take the Armor of Contempt point off, but then he would be like, okay, now I get now it's a +2 save. And I was like, well, that's not how it works. But he said that's how you and Dave were playing. Yeah. So you were playing it wrong. And then when I said that to him, I was like, well, that's how it works. He was like, oh, Dave was doing it the whole bloody game. He should have been doing it. That's why he won. And I was like, I think he was both doing it.
Yeah, he definitely had. Like, well, I put my Crusader squad. You know how many fucking dice you roll for a Crusader squad with chainswords? And he was doing 2 up saves with them.
Yeah.
And obviously there was a couple of ones, but no. I think that he benefited more, but
I'll leave that for next time you see him. I think that'd be an armor of contempt argument for you two to have. Because yeah, I did say I'd raise it because it came up today, but
no, if you're in cover, it'd be a 2-up save.
Yeah,
like
if you're out in the open, then you get what you get. But yeah, so I do. Yeah, I liked it. It was a good game. And I compared the list for what I took, and with a new points change, I got an extra 70 points out of it. So I took the Foul Blight Spawn, which I wouldn't have been able to afford, and he's a beast. Like using him properly, which I did today, he just hoses wounds with that sprayer he's got. It's brilliant. So yeah, Tom didn't like that.
Hang on, an extra 70 points in a 750 game.
Yeah,
that's obscene.
Because the Poxwalkers, well, we'll talk about it on the next episode, but when we go into all the new stuff. But yeah, basically, I gained 70 points out of that, so I was well chuffed. But we'll go into it. We'll go into it next week.
It was in the back of John's Codex on the blank pages.
Yeah, on the wipe clean pages.
Yeah. On the Uno card. But yeah, so that's that. And then I don't know if any of you guys had the chance to get any games in other than what we spoke about.
I just had a game with Tom the other week, which was it was a really close game. He definitely won on the models side of things, but I managed to beat him on points by just being really, really aggressive and just going straight out the board and pinning him in. Exactly what Shane did to me when we played, and he bought the Space Wolves. And he just pinned me in, and you just couldn't do anything about it. Yeah. And I was like, well, I'm going to do that. And I did it, and it worked.
Well, I only had 2 models left at the end of today. I had my Plaguecaster and 1 Death Shroud, and he had quite a few. But again, I got him stuck in combat that he couldn't get out. Yeah, if he got out of combat a round earlier, he'd have ruined me.
Yeah. But you know, Tom's like, he's going to really, really think about it, and eventually he's going to be pretty good, like he was with the Imperial Fists at the beginning.
Once he hits his stride and he comes up with his plan, he's dangerous. Unless he rolls badly, and then he'll lose hope, and you just have to just smile at it.
He did do that on our game when I can't remember. I took out I charged my Crusader squad into his Eradicators, and I managed to take out the whole squad. And you could just see like the wind completely went out of his sails, and he was like, "Oh, that's it. The game's done." I was like, "Fucking turn 2." And he knocked down his captain as if we were playing chess.
Not to start any rumours or anything, but he did say that he's considering. He was losing. He went, "I'm going to give up Warhammer altogether. I hate it." I was like, "It's coming. It's all just changing. Just relax. You'll get the hang of it." I mean, I've got to be able to beat somebody. So
yeah, but like I say, he will find what he likes doing and how he likes playing them, and he'll become really, really hard to play against. I hated playing the Imperial Fists against him because he'd said really sound tactics and stuck to them. So we will see.
And hopefully, Dave will have a game, or we should be having a game on Tuesday.
Yeah, next week. So
Shane, if you can sort that date out, we'll have a game. Then I need to get a game day sorted with you as well soon, so you can fresh me with something.
Who are you talking to?
You. I said your name.
Oh, did you? Oh, sorry. Yes.
Glad you're back.
Well, I've still not used the new Nid Codex. By the time I get a chance to play again, the new Chaos Codex will come out. Yeah. Realistically, by the time I get a chance to play again, fucking 10th edition will have come out. So, God knows. Yeah. No, I at the minute I'm playing Blood Bowl. So.
Oh, fair enough. Well, I'll have to get that painted up then.
Yeah, my first game of the new. Well, I say new rule set. It's the most recent rule set.
Yeah.
Last Saturday, got my ass kicked by a team that really shouldn't have kicked my ass.
Oh, did you go to a tournament? I saw on Facebook.
I was supposed to be going to a tournament, but I overslept.
Brilliant.
Because
Not like you.
the night before, I'd been playing Blood Bowl as a practice session and didn't end up leaving the guy's house till about 12:30. So I got home about 1:00 and I was supposed to be back in Gillingham for 9:00. And yeah, I woke up at about 10:30. So yeah.
So what team did you use and lose again?
I have got the Norse team. Because we've talked about doing a league around the guy's house. So I went for a team that I've not played with before, or not with any memory anyway. So I've gone Norse, and it was the Underworld team. So with goblins, Skaven, and Snotlings. That is a horrific team. They, on paper, they look shit.
Yeah.
But they are a tier 1 team now.
What? Because they must have some tricks, right? Because they can't have any. They've not got any strength, and they've not got any agility. Or the Skaven have, don't they? I suppose
the Skaven do the ball handling, sort of, but it's as weird as it is. It's the Snotlings, because
there's lots of them.
At the start of every turn, or at the start of every drive, you get an extra D3.
Oh,
so that's extra tackle zones to spread across the thing. Plus, they're stunty and titchy, so they dodge everywhere on a 2.
Yeah.
So they just go run through all your lines, and then they've got a few assists everywhere. So then the few strength 3 guys are more or less always strength 4, because there's that many fucking Snotlings everywhere to assist. And then they've also got a Skaven thrower and a gutter runner, which is all you need.
And that's it. Tie everyone up and then run round them.
Yeah. I was 3-0 down at half time. It was ridiculous. If we'd played the second half, I might have got it back to 3-2, because obviously they're not the toughest of team. So their attrition rate.
Do the Norse still all have block? Or most of them have block? Okay.
Linemen and blitzers.
Okay.
Then you've got the Valkyries, which are your ball handlers. They've got real weird selection of skills. So they got pass, catch, dauntless.
Okay.
And something else.
Wouldn't be jump ups the witch elves, isn't it?
The blitzers have jump up in the Norse team now. And then you got the All Foreigners, which are strength 4. And I got myself a Yeti as well.
Very nice. That the strength 5?
Strength 5.
Yeah.
I went third party for it then.
Sorry, guys, we've done a Blood Bowl tangent again.
Yeah,
you can see Dave's face.
It's fine. I'm listening.
I'm just going to edit it out.
It's actually some hobby I've done, for God's sake. So I'm going to talk about it.
Yeah,
I don't do very much hobby. So yeah.
It doesn't matter what the hobby is, as long as you've done it.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the plans going forward at the minute, is to do a bit of Blood Bowl.
Fair enough. Because did you get the full box, or did you just get the rule book?
Yeah, I got the box as well.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
So I've got.
It's a stupid question. Glenn got everything.
Yeah. So yeah, I've got 5 teams that I can lay my hands on.
Okay.
Board, rulebook, all the measuring stuff.
We're gonna have to have a night of it, and you and Shane can teach us.
Yeah. The thing with the rulers and stuff, you don't really even need them anymore, because it comes in the book with the little square. Well, no, it's got the little square diagram.
So you know what it's gonna.
You know exactly what it is. It's not like some unofficial. Somebody's measured it and gone, oh yeah, that's about right. It's actually in the rule book.
Yeah.
How many squares is each length throw and stuff. So yeah, if you get the ruler, fair enough. If you don't technically need it. It's only good for the intercepting and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Do they still have? I was going to say, do you need the Death Zone supplement still, or is that just if you want it?
Depends what you want to do. It's similar to like the old Death Zone supplement. It's like, this is how you play the game. Death Zone's what is it now? almanac or the
Yeah.
something else as well. This is all the extra stuff. So if you want to do leagues or you want to have more star players or the new teams that come out and things, so yeah.
And do you still have like, because it used to be like you'd get incentives and stuff like magic items and stuff like that if your team was points. Is that part of it?
Stuff like that's still in it, yeah.
And is that in the core box or is that?
I can't remember because I got the core rulebook in the box, but then I got the digital copies of the almanac and the Death Zone stuff.
Oh, okay. All right.
I've not been through them in any great detail. I've been through the rulebook enough to
play the core,
refresh my mind as to how the rules work.
Yeah,
and
fair enough.
See the minor changes that they did make to like passing and stuff.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool. Dave, what team are you buying?
Not.
You are. I know you were looking at his face. He's going to do it.
No, I'm not even looking for that exact reason. Because I'll see something I like and I'll be like, oh,
you'll see, yeah,
miserable.
So I'm just not going to even look because, yeah, definitely not for the next couple of months.
There must be a Warhammer shop in Florida somewhere when you're there. You can accidentally stumble into it.
Spend all my dollars on that.
Yeah, scratch an itch that you never knew you had.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Next couple of months, it's definitely not going to happen. If I come back with any Warhammer, and I'm going to be a dead man. So it's not worth it. Give it a couple of months, and I'll maybe have a little look. Maybe
I'll give you a team
if I'm brave enough.
I'll give you one of my unbuilt, unpainted ones.
We'll talk after.
He's so weak. I'm just going to start
zero encouragement.
Yeah, I'm just going to start sending you links to them until you accidentally buy one.
Well, that's how this whole fucking thing started. That's how fucking you led me down this path of Warhammer, and then fucking $5,000 later.
Well, I wanted to try it, but I didn't want to do it alone. So I brought you along. And like I say, you're very weak, so you just fell along with me.
Just a little sheep, just following everyone.
And look where we are now. Poor.
Always been poor. There's more poor now.
More poor, yeah.
Surrounded by toys.
Yeah. So before we wrap up, there's a few little bits and pieces that have popped up recently. I've probably missed loads, but there's a new range of paints coming out.
They were out. I think they might already be out.
Now, are they? Yeah, but they all look quite nice. The models that they had painted up all look quite vibrant. So
want more contrast and more shade.
Yeah.
Yay, paint.
Glenn's breaking out in hives now, having an allergic reaction.
I must admit, like some of the colours they've done, and they've tweaked. They seem to have tweaked the actual existing colours, so the flow seems better. Because some of the ones they've done like a side by side of, this is the new paint, this is the old paint, and it is just nicer and it looks better on the flatter surfaces as well. So it might be time I actually paint some stuff.
Yeah.
So glad I went and bought some. No, whenever I was going to paint the Blood Bowl team for the tournament to start with, and then I found out it didn't have to be painted. So they got to being sprayed. But I did buy contrast paint for them, and then they brought the new paints out. So fuck you, Games Workshop. No, not really. I love you. But yeah,
but they're not replacing what's already out, are they?
No, it's more colors, but they have reworked the existing ones as well.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good to know. And then, like you said, some shades and a new spray. Like, get excited, I guess.
I'm interested in the grey shade.
The Soul Blight one.
Well, I don't fully understand that one. It's not a very solid color to shade with. I need to get my head around what it'll look like on a model. Other than maybe shading white, I can't see a purpose for it.
I agree. I could only ever see it being used on white because what else would you use it for?
Yeah, it's strange, but I guess there's never really been a shade to use properly on white without tinting the color.
That's true. Agrax never really cut it.
No, it was either Agrax or null. It was going to be one of the two. So yeah, having somewhere that maybe is a little bit off white, but I just first time I seen it, I was like, hey, but man.
But then you know how to test it out, didn't you? Go and buy some white scar.
No, I'll just go ask Neil. It's fine.
Just go and do it in the shop.
Yeah, Neil will show me. I'll probably nip in at some point. Need to go and buy a codex.
Oh, my friend.
No, I might go see Gary instead.
Oh, top friend.
And then going back to Blood Bowl, I just saw earlier that apparently they're re-releasing temporarily these old models.
So these are the models from the edition that I played, which was the second box set that came out. So I had these models. I had all of these models, which were very, very enjoyable. None of them were painted.
I never owned the trophies.
No, I didn't have them.
I've had the trophies in my possession of various leagues and stuff, but I've never owned a copy of them. They're really nice.
Yeah.
But they're really small. You want like fucking massive trophy. But sadly, it's like, yay.
Yeah, because all of these models are the mutations, aren't they? So these wouldn't be your standard like troops, not troops, like squad members. They'd be the ones you'd do if you got a mutation.
Yeah. The thing that bothered me was always on the bottom right. That's not a beastman with a claw. And in the old Chaos team,
Chaos Warrior with a claw, wasn't it? But the Chaos Warriors,
but the Chaos Warriors were like knights. They were like hench. He doesn't look like a Chaos Warrior. He looks more like the size of the beastman, and you're like,
well, he got the claw and the hideous appearance. That was it.
Yeah,
that's what he had. Would you be able to field these, or are these just for display purposes now? Do you think?
No, you can use them now.
You could field them. Yeah, I don't know because there's more than one Chaos team now, so I don't know which Chaos team takes the Beastmen, but they were always good.
Standard Chaos.
Chaos. They were always good because they got +1 strength on the blitz because they're horns.
Yep.
And then the Skaven there, you see that one with the extra long legs. It'd be the one that would be able to get you a one turn touchdown. If it was a gut runner with extra long legs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
That's just pure nostalgia for me and Shane sitting there looking at that gun. Yeah.
So how long do you buy those then and add them to the pile?
I don't need them.
You don't need you don't need half the stuff you've got, but you've got
I don't need fucking any of it, but I know I don't have and wouldn't play a Skaven team now. Because one of my mates is like a big Skaven player, and I wouldn't put a second Skaven team into the league. And the Chaos, I built my own out of various fantasy models and stuff. So they, whilst they're cool, they don't fit. Plus, because they're old models now, they're tiny.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like the old metal teams are kitschy compared to the new stuff. Like my Norse are as big as a Space Marine.
Wow.
They're huge. And they're dudes running around in, trousers and pants and not much armor on, but they're big models.
Yeah.
We're talking just like normal Space Marines, firstborn or
intercessors,
Primaris.
Yeah, no, not just a regular Space Marine. Normal firstborn. So they're still quite chunky models.
Yeah.
It's almost like they scaled it up slightly too. Well, they did scale it up slightly whenever they made the new box.
Oh, okay.
Because the board's a bit bigger than the old board, hence where there's new range ruler and all that kind of stuff. Because all the literally everything goes on a 32mm base. Even big guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because I had a hell of a time trying to get my fucking Yeti onto a 32mm base. Because the Yeti didn't come with a base, because it's third-party stuff. And I thought, I'll use the base for one of the big guys out of the starter set.
Yeah.
32mm bases. But all of the big guys in the Blood Bowl have done, they're posed in such a way that they're standing on 1 foot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's interesting.
It makes sense though, because it means even if you've got like an ogre team, so you've got 6 big guys, you can get them all lined up base to base if you really want.
Yeah, that's true.
Be a hell of a front line, but
there you go, Dave. Ogres, that's a good team.
You two might have been fucking speaking Portuguese for the last half hour. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Just smile and nod.
Yeah, and then, blitzers, yeah,
and then just buy some ogres.
Oh,
gutter runners, yeah.
One turn touchdown, you say? Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's good.
Classic play.
Cool. Right. I think that's all I've got for this one. Unless anyone's got anything else they particularly want to bring up.
If we could just go on about Blood Bowl a bit more, that'd be great.
Well, I'm sure we will. As you can see, this is progressing into a Blood Bowl channel.
Did Tom not do anything? Tom done loads of stuff. You not think of like just going, this is what Tom's done. He's
Yeah, but he has done a lot, but it's nicer when the person who's done it is here.
And he's not here to explain his madness, is he? So
he has done loads because obviously he's had the time to do it. I'm sure as and when he makes a reappearance, we'll have enough, because we do that. Tom doesn't appear for 2 or 3 weeks, and then he turns up and has a solid hour to himself.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I'm sure on the next one we'll get lots. But yeah, we'll see what lunacy he's been up to. But we'll wrap it up then. So obviously put into Google Iron and Ceramite, and we shall appear on Instagram. Follow us along for whatever the hell is going on there, and we've all got our individual channels where you can see what we've been painting and working on. Come join us on Facebook, where you can talk to the rest of the community who've joined us on there. I'm on Twitter, running that one, talking to people on there, which is good fun. And then obviously, if you're listening, come over to YouTube, where we've got some other stuff going on, and you can see our lovely faces. Or if you're watching us and you think these bastards are ugly, but I like the voices, we're on every single podcast service that's out there. Twitch, join it. One day something will happen again. Patreon, join it. Something will happen one day soon, hopefully. Element Games, you want your stuff for a little bit cheaper than from Games Workshop, follow the link in all our descriptions and go do your shopping there. And then we get a bit of a kickback, and then we get to do things like giveaways. As recently, we gave out an Avatar of Cain, which finally arrived after many weeks of searching. It arrived in its destination, which is good. And then last but not least, we have a Combat Cards clan. I don't know, last time we spoke, there was a new contender, but how are you guys getting on in the clan?
I must admit, I haven't played it in about a month, other than to pop back on for a couple of days last week. But yeah, I dropped off it a little bit.
Sounds like loser talk.
Yeah, it sounds like Shane's giving you a run for his money.
This month's been a quiet one, I think, on the clan.
Yeah,
I think the month before was quite good, but this month's one's been very quiet. So
I think there's only about 3 or 4 people with actual points.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. So it's been a bit of a quiet one. Summer season.
Yeah. I don't have the time during work anymore.
No, yeah, there you go.
It's not like I do security anymore, so.
This is the thing, isn't it? We wouldn't have these fucking jobs. We could do so much more hobbying and other things. But you got to fund it somehow. But
in fairness,
yeah?
I've got enough stuff that I wouldn't need to fund it. I just need to pay for my roof.
Yeah.
So I
make
could
one
give
out
up
of
work.
fucking sprues.
Yeah.
Yeah. The man in the wonky plastic house at the end of the street. that's not painted.
Screaming at people as he goes past with his high off Citadel glue fumes.
Exterminatus. See you next week.
As always, we would like to thank you for listening to our Iron and Ceramite podcast. If you liked us, then you can also find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and any other good podcast services. Just remember, in the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war.